will be added to the red list. So what does this new variant mean for international travel? Let's get the latest from Simon Calder, travel editor for The Independent. Hello, Simon.
Henry, goodness me. Well, look, there's about 600 people who are currently just in southern Algeria flying on British Airways flights from London Heathrow to both Cape Town and to Johannesburg. They would have taken off looking forward to early summer in South Africa. When they touch down, they will discover that when they come back, well, they will need to self-isolate in a hotel of the government's choosing, and that will cost them over £2,000. So we're basically back where we were almost a year ago, and this is clearly deeply upsetting to those people. But more widely, of course, it completely destroys confidence in people travelling abroad.
Well, indeed it does. I mean, we've been told and we're reminded regularly that the pandemic is not over, particularly in those parts of the developing world where there isn't a high uptake of vaccines, or there simply aren't enough vaccines coming in from the rich part of the world. But people were not really expecting this to happen in quite this way, were they?
Oh no! I mean, this is kind of off the scale. We were everybody's attention, including mine, Henry, was absolutely focused on Europe, where we've seen sky-high rates in places like Austria and in the Czech Republic and Slovakia, and we've seen lockdowns being imposed there. And then suddenly, from nowhere, well, not quite nowhere. I mean, I can tell you the story about this. So the variant was first identified in Botswana, 2 weeks ago today, actually. Then a few days later, it was identified in South Africa. It's popped up in Hong Kong because of a traveller who'd been there. Yes, there are very, very serious concerns about this. The Department for Health, who I've spoken to, say no cases have been identified in the UK. We're taking these precautionary measures to protect public health and the progress we've made so far through our vaccination programme. But it absolutely throws everybody's travel plans into chaos, because South Africa, having lost the entire winter season last year, with looking forward to Brits coming back, lots of people, of course, with family connections, and looking more widely, of course, Botswana, Lesotho, Eswatini, Zimbabwe, Namibia, all of them fantastic destinations, very strong family connections. This is going to be absolutely devastating, I'm afraid.
When governments make a decision like this, I mean, it seems very sudden to those of us who are not politically connected, but I'm just wondering how much consultation there is with the travel industry, or how much warning, and indeed with those governments that are going to be affected.
Almost none. I mean, I have been since there were a couple of leaks of this, around about 8 o'clock this evening, and it's only in the past half hour or so that the Department of Health have actually put out a statement. The travel industry is horrified. Julia Lobue Said, who's chief executive of Advantage Travel Partnerships, she just says it feels like deja vu. The communication process, she's telling me, is a shambles. Relying on a tweet from the health secretary is no way to update the public, and official government pages have nothing to say, no updates showing it. The travel industry collectively has its head in its hands.
I bet. And what about those people whose plans will have been thrown upside down and who will have tried to get themselves insured to the hilt? There'll be all kinds of clauses, won't there?
No, well, what's going to happen is that the people I'm feeling really sorry for are those people on British Airways flight 43 to Cape Town, 55 to Johannesburg tonight, who will just turn up and they suddenly will find that they're in all kinds of problems. Mm-hmm. There's a Virgin Atlantic flight due to take off. Due to push back in half an hour. It's been delayed. I imagine it's been delayed because passengers are leaving the aircraft because they don't want to be in that position.
Oh,
and
yes.
I think they may also considering whether or not the crew, it's fair on the crew to send them out there and say, right, you're going to be staying in a hotel on Isolation Row at Heathrow. So absolutely devastating, both in the very short term for those individuals directly affected, but more broadly, the lack of confidence that it engenders in travel.
And Simon, if people are on that Virgin flight and they're getting off right now, what's the insurance position? Because I know it's evolved significantly since the beginning, hasn't it?
Yeah, look. All travel companies are going to be fair to people. They're going to be saying, yeah, fair enough. We understand you don't want to go. I imagine Virgin will say you're not going to have your money back, but you will be able to reschedule for a time when that is more to your liking, or you can take a voucher or whatever. So insurance isn't especially relevant because most travel companies, certainly British Airways, you can cancel your flight anytime up to and including the end of check-in.
Yes.
I mean, there's going to be a problem for an awful lot of people who are waiting in South Africa to fly back, because those flights are going to be grounded until Sunday morning, and that's because the government wants to put the hotel quarantine things in place. So there's an awful lot of passengers and crew waiting in Johannesburg and in Cape Town, thinking, okay, we're on our way to Britain. Well, you're not yet, because you're not going to be allowed to fly back yet. When you do, the only place you're going is into hotel quarantine.
Well, Simon, I've known you a long time, and you've always struck me to be a glass half full kind of guy. But tonight, you sound glass half empty, don't you? And for understandable reasons.
Henry, look, travel is the industry of human happiness.
Yeah.
It brings people together. It will continue to do that. We thought we were going there. We thought things were getting better. It is one step forward, two steps back, or that's what it's been for the last 20 months, but soon it's going to be two steps forward. So we will get through the other side, but this is a setback that nobody wanted.
Well, the epitaph for our conversation is going to be this. I think I'm going to paraphrase somebody from the World Health Organization. Nobody is safe until everybody is safe. And we're finding that out right now, aren't we, Simon? Thank you very much indeed. We've got